This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Nick the Wrecking Ball Ball. Nick, how are you doing?
All good, mate. You?
I'm very well, thank you. Nick, here we are yet again, returning back into a big fight, back into another world title fight. Does it feel any different to what Rey Vargas did?
Um, in terms of what the fight week?
Just the general feeling itself. You've done this walk once at world level
Yeah,
now. You're doing it again, but the fight week itself feels bigger because of the Eddie Hearn Frank Warren 5 versus 5 rivalry.
yeah. To be honest, it's getting bigger every time with this boxing, you know, and where it's going now. It's massive in it, and this is where it's happening, Saudi. So it's bigger every time, and it feels bigger. It feels different. This one, yeah. Not just the fight week, just the whole thing, the whole fight, the way I'm feeling feels different.
You mentioned the way you're feeling. Obviously, I'm sure you're probably fed up of looking back on that Ray Vargas fight. You just want to look forwards, but just a couple of questions around it. The experience of that fight, even though the end result, like I said at the time, a lot of people thought you'd done more than enough to win on the night. But how, if everything played out, how much of a benefit now will that experience give you going into this fight, and give you more kind of ammunition to make sure that Saturday night ends in a more positive result and outcome for yourself?
Yeah, it's always experience in it. Everything you do, it's experience, and you know, it's only gonna do you good in it. And at the end of the day, because you've experienced it, you've been through it, so it's probably helped me in a way. To be honest, yeah, it's helped me in a way, and hopefully it's gonna bring out a different approach to me. Yeah.
We know Frank pushed to try and make a Ray Vargas fight. It's obviously not happened. If you had the choice, Nick, would you rather have run it back with Ray or run it back? Oh, sorry, have a first fight with Ray Ford.
Yeah, I've got this opportunity within a week's notice. It was I had a week off, straight back in the gym, you know, into another world title fight. So it's back to back world title fights. Not many fighters get the opportunity to do that. So Frank's got me the opportunity. So it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Who it is, obviously, what happened, and you know you can't change it or can't look back on it. You've got to just leave it in the past. That happened, so it is what it is. Can't do nothing about it. So yeah, it doesn't really matter who it is, to be honest. Whoever's got the belt and whoever's in my way, whoever you know, tell me when they pick up the phone, say you're fighting, I'm ready.
It's a very different fighter and very different style to what Ray Vargas had. Obviously, the Vargas fight seemed to take just a few rounds for you to get used to his jab and work your way in. Has it been easier to prepare for somebody like Ray Ford?
Don't really know until I get in there with him. Honest answer, yeah. I don't really know what he brings or what his style's like or what he's gonna do. I don't really care either. I just focus on myself and prepare as always, the way I always have, the way the way I always have. That's got me to this level. Continues to do what I've been doing, which has got me in. And that's just hard work, yeah. So keep doing that, keep applying the pressure, and sure it'll pay off.
Nick, we know when you step between the ropes, you bring violence, you bring aggression,
Yeah,
as you just said there. What more do you feel like you need to do to defeat somebody like Ray Ford?
just be myself always, yeah, and that's enough to beat them all, yeah. The best version of me, yeah, I'll beat them all,
Does the best version of you on Saturday night win by stoppage?
yeah, 100%.
Is that something which you also feel like you've learnt from a little bit more from the Ray Vargas fight? You want to take it out of the judge's hands. You've had that horrible experience once. You don't want to go through it again.
100%, yeah. That's what I've got to do in it. There's no other option, and that's my style. So, you know, use it as a strength because it is my biggest strength in it. It's my style. Come forward, all action, and at the end of the day, that's what people want to watch. You could say you like boxing all you want, this and that. Obviously, I can't box, but people want to watch. Aggressive fighters, and they want to get the money's worth at the end of the day. And I feel like my style brings that, and that's what you get out of it.
I remember seeing you briefly after Peter McGrail, your campmate, beat Mark Leach in
Yeah.
Liverpool, and Eddie was backstage, and he came over to you and he said, "I hope you're training hard, but not too hard." Obviously, getting ready for this fight. it's obviously been something we've been used to over years. Frank and Eddie having this back and forth. Now they get the chance to pit their best fighters against the best. Do you feel the pressure on your behalf to make sure that you do well by Frank, you get the W in your fight, to give Frank Warren a lead or an advantage when the points are tallied up at the end of the night?
Yeah, that's happening regardless. Yeah, that's happening regardless with me. I'm getting the win no matter what. So call it pressure if you want. I don't really know. Um, if it is, it'll bring the best out of me. So yeah, see what happens on the night. But um, yeah, Eddie knows what's happening.
um, where do you go next if you're successful? What next for Nick Ball?
Don't really know. I just take each day as it comes. Take each day as it comes. Take each fight as it comes. Because if you start looking past that and ahead of that, then that's where you get caught out. So just stay fully focused on what's right in front of you, and then deal with what's later. You know.
One more thing with Ray Ford I want to ask you about. There's obviously talk after his last fight when he won his world title, that he was tight at the weight, he was considering moving up. Is that something which plays a part in your own thinking? Is it something which comes into your mind, especially when you get closer towards a weigh-in? Maybe when you face off with him at a press conference, you look into his eyes, see if he looks like he's struggling at all. Is that the type of thing which, as a fighter, you're looking into coming closer to fight night?
Not really, because we've all got to make weight. Yeah, we've all got to make weight, and we all struggle with it. And we'd be lying if we said we didn't. So we've all got to go through it, and then yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's on the night, so yeah, that doesn't really matter. Some fighters do look into it and be like, "Oh, that's an advantage for me," but I don't really care. Me,
Nick, final thing, get a message to Ray Ford.
no message, no. Just see you fight night.
Nick, good luck on Saturday night, and thank you for speaking to me in Boxing News.
Nice one, mate. Thanks.